What's going on, guys? Balkan Architect here, and I don't know about you, but it's getting pretty cold out here, so I thought it would be a good time to do this topic. So I saw this small micro cabin, log cabin, and I thought it would be cool to kind of try to model this in Revit. Mostly I'm going to be talking about how to get the log effect on the walls and on the roof, but also I'm going to be modeling like the basic elements of this micro cabin. But before I get started, I would just like to ask you to like this tutorial. It helps me out a lot, and if you haven't already, I suggest you subscribe because I make tutorials like this every day. And if you want to get this project file, just check out my Patreon, first link in the description. Okay, let's get started. So as you can see, I found this image and I thought it looked really cool, but especially this roof material and all of these logs, I thought, well, how do you model something like this in Revit? How do you do it? What's the most efficient way? So we're going to be covering that in this tutorial. So let me just close this image and start a new architectural template project. And before, of course, we do anything, I'm just going to set the units to centimeters, just because it's a small house, and let's work in centimeters. Now let's do the roof. So for the roof, I measured, it should be around 65 degrees, so it's a very steep roof. So let's go here to roofs. Now you can attach it either to level 2 or level 1, because this is basically on the ground. I'm just going to do it as level 1. And now let's use the rectangle, and I'm just going to place a rectangle like this. And as far as the width, I'm going to go with 500 centimeters, and as far as the length, let's go with 800. So we get something that looks like this. Now we don't need the angle to be or the slope on all sides. We only need it on sides. So let's do the front and back and just select them and uncheck this define slope. And now let's select these two, and as you can see here, we've still got these little triangles or angles symbols, and let's just change the slope on them from 30 degrees to, as I said, 65 degrees. I just found this works best for this type of a project. Now I'm going to go to the south elevation, and as you can see, this is what we get. This is our roof, and it's a 300 millimeter roof, which I guess is just fine. Now for the height of level 2, I'm just going to have it kind of a loft, so just a sleeping area upstairs or up the ladder, as you probably don't have enough room for the stairs. So let's just change the level 2 to 260 centimeters height. So this is going to be that sleeping area. Now let's go back into floor plan or level 1 and start playing around with some walls. So I'm going to go here into level 1 and go with wall. And let's just use the 300 on the outside. So maybe here and here as well. We can do this really close to the end. And this one, let's measure. So let's leave a bit of a area in the front, maybe 1.6 meters, something like that. Okay, this looks decent enough. Now let's do the bathroom as well as the kitchen area in this side of the lodge. So I'm just going to go with a wall, and let's see, we only have 200 millimeter or 150, but that's still too big for this. I don't need those thick walls for inside. So I'm just going to duplicate this generic 150 and turn it into generic 100. So there we go. And here let's change this to 10. And yeah, that's all right. Okay, and let's do one wall at like 180 over here, and then we can separate it into two areas. So one will be the kitchen and one will be the bathroom. So I'm just using the split element tool here, and then just trim and extend to trim and extend everything into place. Okay, so we've got these two. Let's add maybe a couple of doors. Let's go with the smallest doors here for the kitchen and here for the bathroom. Okay, maybe extend it just a little bit. Okay, and yeah, so this is the layout. Here we've got a living area / dining area. Here we've got a small bathroom, and here a small kitchen. Now let's place a door on the entrance. Let's go with this door. Now we can do it like this. And maybe a couple of windows. Why not? So let's do a couple of those here. One like this and one like this. We can adjust it later on. Okay, so once we've got this layout in place, let's go to 3D and see what we have. So this doesn't really look right. So what we need to do is we need to attach these walls. So what I suggest you do, you orbit around so you can only select the walls. So you just select them, go attach top base and select the roof. And there we go. Okay, it's looking like a cabin already. Now let's go to the south elevation now and let's move these windows inward so they're not really cutting into the roof. Yeah, let's move this one as well. And just for the fun of it, let's do another window up here in the center. And yeah, let's change it to some narrow window. Like, yeah, okay, this looks cute. And let's move it all the way up. So it's going to give us a bit of sunlight in the morning. So once we have this, let's do the loft. Now, before we do the loft, we don't really, when we go to level 2, as you can see, I don't really know where the edge of the wall will be, so it's very difficult to work. So what I prefer to do is to go to site plan and then create a reference plane just in the middle of the thing. So just one reference plane so you know where the middle is, and then you can go to south elevation and then measure from the outside to the center of that reference plane. So like that. So it's around 130 centimeters. We can even do 140 just to make sure that it's embedded in this roof when we do the floor. So now you go to level 2, you go to floor, and here we've got generic 400, but that's way too thick. So let's duplicate this and make, I don't know, something like 150. It's only a sleeping area. You don't really need to have a thick ceiling or thick floor for that. So let's just edit the structure to 15 and let's go with OK again, and let's do a rectangle inside like this. Now the reason for this vertical reference plane is so now I can select the side, and as we said it was like 130, but we can do 140 just to make sure that it's going deep inside of this roof. And let's do the same thing on the other side. So attach it to the reference plane and do 140. And for this length, let's adjust the length at 240. So you've got enough sleeping area. Let's do maybe 260, I don't know, just to make sure you have enough room. And here for the living room and the dining area, it's going to leave you with a nice high ceiling. And now if we go into 3D, and for this part you can either select the roof like this, and yeah, let's select the roof and just give it a bit of transparency. So go here to override graphics and view. So just select the element, right click, override graphics and view by element, and then let's bring it down to like 60. Yeah, that's enough. Okay, and as you can see here, our walls are kind of going through our floor, and that's not good. So let's select both of these and go attach top base and then select this thing. Now here we're going to get some detach elements warnings. So Revit is kind of freaking out. So what I like to do is just detach this. So just select these triangles, detach top base from this, then select the two of them, then go attach top base, select this thing, and then attach top base again and select the roof. And let's detach tangents. Okay, sometimes it doesn't want to comply, and in that case I guess you're limited to using something like edit profile. So you can go here into edit profile, and it's actually really simple. So you just select this side, you select this side, the bottom one. Okay, that's the one. Okay, and then you just trim and extend this thing. You can delete this. And then let's just do a little window over here. I mean, it is a kitchen area, so you want to have an opening. So let's do an opening at like 100, maybe 110 centimeters. So do 110. And yeah, let's trim and extend this to this and this to this. And yeah, let's go finish. Okay, let's detach top base. Or attach top base to this. Okay, there we go. And for this one, yeah, we need to do the same thing. So just, we don't have that opening, so it's going to go a lot quicker. So just like that. And then just trim and extend, trim and extend, trim and extend, delete this thing. And there we go. It's finally finished. Unjoin elements. Okay. Oh, okay, it kind of reset the profile. So let's bring it down here. And let's align this to this and this to that. Go finish. Okay, it's finally done. So we've got our kitchen and it's opened up to the dining area, and here we've got our bathroom, and up here we've got our upstairs loft. So I guess we're done with these inside elements, and now let's talk about the materialization and how to make this look like a log cabin. So I'm just going to turn back the override on graphic elements, so I can just reset, hit OK, there we go. Okay, so my first thought was to do this through a material. So I created a certain bump map, sorry, and if I go here into level 1, and let's create a camera looking towards the building, like this, and maybe orbit around, yeah, like that. Okay, now I can select this one of these walls. Let's do the front wall and let's change its material. So here go into edit type, go into structure, and let's change this to 20 and then add another material. So let's add a finish, a log finish, and let's make it 10 centimeters, for example, and let's hit OK. But before that, yeah, let's change the material. So here I'm just going to go with wood. And let's go with, I don't know, sash wood appearance. Yeah, it looks like that. But as you can see, for this material, we don't really have a bump map. So we've got this relief pattern, but that doesn't really work. So maybe go with this. This doesn't work, so maybe go with oak. This doesn't work, stained wood. So you need to kind of play around and find a wood that's going to allow you to have these bumps. So here we've got bump, so plywood sheeting is going to allow us to do this. So now you go to bump and you check it, and it allows you to load in a bump map. So here on my desktop I've got this image, and if I open it up, it looks like this. So if I open this up into edit image, as you can see, it's a image. Can I extend this? Yeah. So it's a bunch of gradients that I created, because this is basically how bump maps work. So it's the white is the thing that's closer to you, and the black is the thing that's further away from you. And as you can see over here, I created this using Adobe Illustrator, just by creating a bunch of these gradients and then just multiplying them and exporting the image. And this is basically what we get. Now I'm just going to adjust the size for this. So the sample size is like 30 by 30 centimeters. I'm going to make it 300 by 300. Just because to make it larger. Then I'm just going to hit here done, and for the amount, let's go with a lot. And here, in order to see it in scale, I prefer to use this walls, and then as you can see, it doesn't really look right. So even though we've set up the bump map and it should look like a log cabin, it really doesn't. So I wasn't happy with this. So unfortunately, you can't really do it through materials in a way that it would look like on that picture that we have. So I kind of gave up on this. I mean, let's keep this for this wall. So hit apply, and let's go into level 1. Just make sure to go to fine, and as you can see, the outside is now on the inside, so flip that around, and on the other side it looks right. Okay, so now if I go here into 3D views level 1, and if I go here in render, it just doesn't look the way I want it to look. So I guess in the end you have to do it the manual way, and I'm just going to be showing you that right now. So for the manual way, let's do the green logs on this roof. So for that, I'm just going to go to the regular 3D view, go to component, model in place, and let's search for the roof, and let's find it. Okay, roofs 1, and let's go with extrusion. Set the work plane, pick a plane, and pick this front face. Then you can pick this side, maybe this side, and yeah, this is how you end up with the little triangle here. Okay, once you have this, once you have the triangle, go like this, and just go with the arc, and you can do the length as pretty much anything you would like. I'm just going to go with 20 centimeters, and then just CO for copy, multiple, and then just move it around. So let's do like this. Okay, so once we have this, I can trim and extend this to this, this to this, just unjoin, and yeah, and then just do this thing. Okay, so we've got this part done. Now for the rest of it, we can't really have these two touching because then it doesn't work for some reason, or Revit just doesn't want it to work. So you need to kind of have a little bit of a gap here. So I'm just going to type in MV for move and move it just the slightest little amount here. So let's go with 1 millimeter. Okay, I may have zoomed in too much. Okay. So, okay, this is too small on screen, cancel. Okay, so you need to go with a bit more. So maybe go with 2 millimeters, like that. Okay, this works now. Now connect this thing. Oops. Close off this one log and then you can select it. Go CO, copy, and then copy from this thing, and then just copy this multiple times. Now once you have a bunch of them, you can go like this. Let's deselect this thing, CO, copy this to this, and this to this, and just go all the way up to the top. There we go, we're at the top, and these two we can delete because, or these three, we don't need them. So you've got your log cabin. Now let's go for the material and let's go into edit. Still, we're going to be editing a material, so let's go with sash wood. Yeah, this looks nice. But here, only for the stain color, you can actually change it. So let's go with something greenish, and let's see what this looks like. Okay, it's too bright, so maybe bring the saturation down. Maybe make it darker. Okay, I like this look, maybe a bit darker. And let's see what this looks like in a different scene, so maybe on a wall. Yeah, this looks nice. So just hit apply, okay, finish. And then, as you can see, it's kind of extruded to the wrong side, so let's bring it into the other side, and then here we can just mirror it to the other side. So just go DM for draw mirror and just move vertical, and there we go. Okay, so let's just go with finish model, go into our 3D view, RR for render. I'm going to save this later, and maybe go with the medium and printer just to have it a larger picture, so I can use this in the thumbnail, of course. So let's go with, yeah. And let's render. Let's see what we get. And I can see one more issue over here. If I zoom in, as you can see, these lines that are going kind of upward, that's because our material, kind of wood grain, is going to the wrong side. It should be going lengthwise, not widthwise. So let's just cancel out of this. Select our whole extrusion, go edit in place, select the thing and the other thing, and go here into edit, and for the sash material, for the appearance, and here for the image, edit image, and here just rotate it around. So here for the rotation, let's do 90 degrees. Okay, done, apply, okay, finish model, and now if we render, it's actually going to look quite decent. So render, and we're done. And there you go, this is what we get. And it's kind of cool because the same material, I guess, was used for the windows, so the windows are green, and I actually like it. So anyway, that's how you create this log micro cabin in Revit. Of course, there's much other things that you can do with it, but this is how you get that log effect. At the end, just adjusting the materials doesn't work. You have to go in and do the work manually, but I think it's worth it. It looks really cool. Okay, so that's pretty much it. If you want to download this project file, check out my Patreon, first link in the description, and if you have any questions, comments, or suggestions for any future tutorials, make sure to leave them in the comment section below. Thank you for watching, and have a nice day.